My ex secretly changed our baby's name to his gamer tag, and I had to fight in court to fix it. Eric and I broke up when I was 8 months pregnant after months of lies, but we still said we would co-parent our baby, and we agreed on one thing, her name. We picked Lily early. It was his grandma's name, and it was my middle name. We said it while folding tiny onesies. When labor started, he was supposed to meet me. He texted that his car broke down and he couldn't make it. I stared at the screen, felt that old ache, and put the phone face down. I focused on breathing while the nurse counted. The birth was long. When they put my daughter on my chest, she let out one sharp cry. A nurse handed me forms. I was shaky and signed where she pointed. They put baby girl on the bassinet card and wrote Lily in pen as a placeholder. I thought we were fine. 3 days later, Eric texted that he had submitted the birth certificate and wrote congrats on our beautiful daughter. I figured he clicked a link or picked up a copy. 2 weeks later, a thick envelope arrived. I opened it at the counter. I expected to see Lily in neat black letters. Instead, I saw Lilith Raider 99, all one word. My stomach dropped. I checked the page 3 times. I called Vital Records and waited on hold while my daughter fussed. When a woman answered, I said there was a mistake. She read the file and said the father had submitted the name as listed, spelled it out, and said it was legal. I gripped the counter, hung up, and called Eric. He answered like nothing was wrong. He said he changed his mind because Lily was basic, and he wanted something meaningful to him. He started talking about World of Warcraft. Lilith was his favorite character. Raider 99 was his old gamer tag. He said it sounded strong and unique, and our daughter would thank him. Heat ran up my neck. The baby cried. I told him he had no right to do this. He said she's my daughter too, and I get a say. I hung up and searched how to fix a birth certificate. The steps spilled down the screen. Petition, fees, court date, either his consent or proof the change would be in the child's best interest. I called a local attorney and booked a consult. I packed the envelope, printed the texts, and brought the bracelet with Lily in blue pen. The lawyer walked me through the process and the price. There was a retainer, service of papers, and a hearing date. It wasn't cheap. I picked up extra shifts at the diner and kept receipts in a tabbed folder. I borrowed a blazer, took the early bus, and waited at the courthouse metal detector. I labeled folders with sticky notes, texts, hospital records, pediatric forms. Eric dug in. He hired his own lawyer and sent long emails about his rights. He said I was erasing him. He filed a response that called the name creative. He emailed a link to a forum post about unique names and said we were being modern. At our first hearing, the bailiff called our case and we stood. I held the certificate and printouts showing school and clinic forms reject numbers in name fields. I explained how forms would cut it off and how it would follow her. The judge asked why he changed the name without telling me. Eric said he wanted something memorable, and the number was personal history. He sent us to mediation and set another date. Weeks crawled while I worked doubles and filled out more forms. A guardian ad litem met us in my living room and asked simple questions. The second hearing was packed. I handed in letters from my pediatrician and daycare showing Lily on her records and how the other entry caused confusion. Eric's lawyer said unusual names help kids stand out and said Lilith is real. I said I wasn't fighting Lilith as a word. I was fighting the glued-on handle, the numbers that make her look like a login. The judge looked down at the file for a long time. He asked Eric if he would consent to Lily. Eric refused. The judge ruled from the bench. He said a name that includes a gamer handle and number string is not in a child's best interest and invites teasing and errors. He granted my petition. My knees went weak, and I held the edge of the table. The clerk told me to check the spelling and sign the corrected order. I read every letter and signed. A few weeks later, I stood at Vital Records with the order and watched the staffer type Lily, print the certificate, and slide it across the counter. I pressed it flat in my folder and breathed once. I walked to the parking lot, buckled my daughter into her seat, sat behind the wheel until my hands stopped shaking, said her name one time, steady, and held the paper tight. Now his family are saying I'm petty for changing her name. Was I wrong?